Hi, everybody. Welcome to Attack with Larry C. I'm your host, Larry Christensen, and we're going to start off with a little combination. This is actually a kind of a synthetic combination, one I cooked up. I basically derived it from some other example I saw recently. I wanted to improve it dramatically. This is black to play and win. And, of course, I don't know how many times I've said when you analyze positions, you're always looking at forcing moves. Of course, in the case like this, black can only rely on checks. He's about to get devoured on e7 mates, threats on the queen, threats on e5. Black has got to find checks, effective checks. And he has many to choose from, but there's only one path forward. So black to move and win. Well, if you guessed first move, rook a1 check, that is correct. White now brings the king up to h2, only move. Now what do we do? Well, we'd examine this check. That leads nowhere. This check, nope. This check, no. Knight f1 check, no. Pretty much exhausting everything, isn't it? Do we resign? No, we don't. So then we look at this check. We check this check. Okay, well, what happens if pawn takes bishop? Now the fine position of the black queen really is demonstrated in the following variation. Knight g4 check. If pawn takes, oops, queen h8 leads quickly to mate. And if bishop takes g4, then we get a mate on g2. Knight f1 check. Knight e3 discovered check. Of course, king h2 is mate on g2, as is king f2, queen takes g2, mate. But what happens if the king comes out from its hiding place? King takes g3. What does black do now? Well, the key for black here is this square, getting access to it without the bishop guarding it. So white now diverts that bishop with queen f3 check. I'm sure you all saw that. The point being, if g takes f3, now rook g1 check leads quickly to mate. And if bishop takes f3, yes, we have a nice little mate, knight f1 mate. That's a little tactical exercise to get the creative juices flowing. And now let's look at some games from the still ongoing 2015-16 German Bundesliga tournament. Two fine examples of superior attacking play. First, we're going to go look at a nice little finish between veteran German grandmaster, multi-time player on the German chess Olympic team. I think he's also been a former German champion. Daniel Fridman white, his opponent Maxim Rodshtein black. We'll pick up the action here after white's 31st move. And here in this game, we saw some actually, this was earlier, there, not exactly an eventful game, but the finish is very cute. Here we see white's king is under attack by the rook on the second, and these knights have an overbearing presence here. But white now is hoping for a miracle. Rook takes b1, rook takes b1. Well, actually here black could play knight g4, and that would pretty well settle matters. But Rodshtein here looks like he's more of an artist than a butcher, and instead of such a conventional finish, he found a very witty way to end the game, end the struggle. He played knight g4 directly, attacking f2, and offering up his rook. So white has nothing better than to, well, he tries to move the king for defensive purposes, allowing the f2 to be taken. Oh, black now decides to deliver mate.